Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and another Plan With Me video. If you're new here, my name is Jessica. I am a digital lifestyle creator living and working in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I write and make videos about life in my 30s, beauty, self-care, books and reading, and more. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Plan With Me video. Before I kick things off, I just want to share that we hit 400 subscribers in our little community, and I wanted to thank you guys for all of your love and support. When I started this adventure 1 year ago, I did not think that I could garner that many people in that short amount of time just because of my age, and I feel like I'm not relevant sometimes, but there seems to be a need for a perspective from someone in their 30s, and you guys seem to like that, and so I'm glad that I get to connect with you guys in that way. But also I am glad that I just have a very supportive community that really pushes me and challenges me and wants to see and hear the things that are going on in my life, but also connect with me on things that I like, and I get to do the same with you. So thank you all so much for your love and support, whether you've been a subscriber from day one or just subscribed today. Your support just means a lot to me because this has been a dream of mine for so long, over 10 years. I've said this time and again, and I let fear kind of drive me away from doing this. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your love, your support, your comments, your likes, for sharing my videos with other people. It all means so much, and it really helps my channel to grow. So thank you. That's the first order of business that I wanted to cover. And then the second order of business that I want to cover is my planning strategy. For those of you that are new here, I usually kick this video off with my planning strategy for the year. 2024 was the year of the blended planning strategy. I got that term from Jenna Hong, who is another creator here on YouTube. I really liked the idea of the blended planning strategy because basically what it is taking a paper planner and a digital planner and meshing the two together. The paper planner is for like my everyday life. This particular planner that I'm using is the Amanda Rachel Lee Doodle Planner, and it is like a beginner status bullet journal. And I say beginner status because you don't have to like draw all your own tables or do any of the custom things that you do in a blank bullet journal. Amanda Rachel Lee designs and does everything for you. She creates the habit trackers, the mood trackers, the weekly spreads, the monthly spreads. All of that is created for you, but she also does give you space in the journal to create your own tables if that's what you want to do. So I bought this last year for this year thinking that, it's something that I wanted to do, and it was for a short time. I filled it out, but as the year progresses and we enter Q4, I am just not in the mood to like do any paper stuff. I'm finding it more and more difficult to want to fill out my paper journal, and I've been finding myself actually just like sticking to my digital planners, Notion and my Google Calendar, and that has been holding me over so far. But I do miss like filling out my paper planners, even journaling. I haven't journaled in such a long time. I could really tell how not journaling for the last couple of months has affected my mental health, because we feel like we're going downhill fast. But anyway, I digress. As far as like motivating myself to fill out the paper planner, I am not motivated at all. I kind of feel like my planning strategy for 2024, at least for the last half of the year, has changed, and I'm just kind of going by the flow. Like, I don't want to force myself to fill out the paper planner for the sake of this video or for the sake of like filling out the planner because I have a planner. I want to allow myself the freedom and the space to do what feels good for me, especially, my whole entire life is driven around how I feel mentally, and if this is causing more strife in my life right now, then I don't want to be doing it. So that's kind of where I'm at with my planning strategy, but it did start off as a blended planning strategy, and it did me well for many months up until now. So I would say it's a very good strategy to consider if you are looking at a strategy at all for 2025. I know it sounds wild that I'm even bringing 2025 up, but it's gonna be here soon, and I can't even wrap my head around it that we're 4 months away from a new year. The last half of the year always seems to go by quickly, in a blur for me, and I am not prepared mentally, physically, spiritually. I am just, no, I am not. I'm not ready for it. I'm here to like celebrate the seasons, but I'm not prepared for like all of the things that I have to do when it comes to the last half of the year. Anyway, that's the planning strategy that I've been doing for most of this year. I'm debating if I even want to add a task to my September goals to try to get back on track with my planner, but I think at this point it's a no. I just, again, really want to give myself the freedom and space to like want to do it, not force myself to do it. So that was my planning strategy update. Now we're going to jump into my 2024 goals recap in Notion. All right, this is my 2024 goals page in Notion. You guys have seen this many times. At the top here, I have my word for the year, which is resilience. And then at the top right corner here, I just have a small tracker that is tracking the year and the month. Below my word for the year, I have a list of my 2024 goals. I'm not really happy with the way it looks right now, and I'm in a big decluttering and reorganizing stage on Notion again. I went through this like right before the summer started, but I want to update it again because it is just, no, it's not working out for me right now. But let's quickly go through my 2024 goals and like how I'm doing there. So for health and fitness, we have cook more, eat out less, journal once per week, meditate for mental health, move more for mental and physical health, and prioritize digital boundaries. I did not do well in any of these areas last month because we were going on vacation. We did not cook. We did not cook a lot. Like I mentioned at the top of this video, I was not journaling. I was barely even meditating. I think I was getting like 1 to 2 meditations in per week, and it was really starting to affect my mental health. I was working out here and there. I tried my best to get a workout in, especially in the mornings, because I feel like I do my best and I'm my best self when I work out in the morning. But again, I was really at the mercy of like the timing of my vacation and all that kind of stuff. It was mid-month and just had a lot of things going on, and then I definitely did not prioritize my digital boundaries last month. That is something that I'm trying to get back on track with in September. Hopefully all goes well, because I know that when I prioritize my digital boundaries, I feel my best and I show up in the world my best. So that is something that definitely needs to happen next month. For my personal goals, I have budget and track income. I'm doing very well there. I missed a couple of days this month, but for the most part, I feel on track with that. Go on at least one date night per month with Angel. We just went on an entire vacation, so I'm gonna count that as like a date week for us. I put this on my goal because I just really enjoyed spending quality time with my husband, whether it's going out or just spending a quiet night in with him. I just want to make sure that I am prioritizing our relationship. So that's why this is under my personal goals. The next goal is to read at least 25 books, and I am excited to share that I checked off my 25th book in August. Right here I have a list of all of the books that I read. I'm not gonna go through that list with you, but hopefully if you can slow this part down, you can see all of the books that I read. The final book that cleared this goal for me was Twisted Games by Anna Huang, and I'll talk about that more in my books and media tracker recap update. Now that I've checked off my goal to read 25 books for the year, my new goal for the rest of the year is to read 25 more books before the end of the year, so 50 books total. I think I can get there, although I'm a little concerned because my reading habits, my zest for reading has kind of died out a little. I've just been reading a lot slower, and I think that's because it's such a busy time of year for me right now that I feel exhausted at the end of the night, which is when I tend to read my books. I like to read right before bed because it makes me sleepy, so I just haven't been reading as much, and I've kind of tried to force myself to read the last couple of days, but I'm not in the mood for it. I don't want to go into like a book rut or anything like that, so I'm just going with the flow. If I start to read and I'm not really feeling it, I just stop instead of like forcing myself to do it. I feel like that's a theme here, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I've already read 2 books to hit my new goal. The first one is Legendary, which I'll talk about in my Books and Media Tracker recap, and then I am currently working on The Idea of You. I should probably put an asterisk here for that, just for your guys' visual purposes. The Idea of You is by Robin Lee, and this is the one that they have a movie with Anne Hathaway on Prime Video, and I'm almost done. I have 2 more chapters to go. The chapters are really, really long, but they are written so well, and I am fully invested in the story at this point. But we've kind of hit a sad portion of the book, and so I've been really not excited to read as much. So I've been taking my time reading the rest of the book, just out of like, I just fear I'm gonna be so hurt by the end of this book because I'm so invested in the characters. So I'm being mindful, or cautiously optimistic, as some people like to say, with The Idea of You, because I love this book so much. I love it so much more than I thought I was gonna love it. Let's just say that. So yeah, those are the 2 books that I'm working on to hit my new reading goal. The next goal after this is to reconnect with friends. Since I've reworked this goal, I've met with a couple of friends, and I feel like it just really opened up and an opportunity for me to reconnect with these people. So that's really nice. And then at the last minute, as I was creating September's goals, I decided to remove this save at least $5,000 to my savings account. I wanted to be a little bit more cautious when I talk about my finances online. Not that I go like super in depth, but I don't know, it's just something that I now want to keep private. I appreciate you guys being supportive of that. For my career goals, I have published 1 video per week to YouTube on Mondays. I'm still going strong here. I only missed 1 day, and that was while I was vacationing. And then I posted my birthday vacation vlog right after that. So if you guys haven't had a chance to see it, go check it out. I'll link it here for you guys. The next goal in my career list is to publish 1 short form video per week to Instagram and TikTok. I am not doing well here. I think I say this in every single update. Again, I am really into the long form content and not into short form content, but I know it's important to do short form content, and there are ways that I can use my long form content for short form. It's just, where's the time? I don't have it, but that's why it's part of my goals to inspire me to want to do it. So one day we will get on it, and I actually put a goal in my September goals to work toward this one. So we will get there. I will get there. And then the last goal in my career bucket is to start and stop my 9-to-5 job on time. No overtime. This has been a goal all year and not something that I plan on taking off anytime soon. I talk about the busy season in my 9-to-5 job. I think Q4 is typically a busy season for many people in their 9-to-5 job. But yeah, this is something that I really, really want to keep top of mind, especially as we enter the last half of the year. And then I usually have this all/remaining goals bucket, and my goal there was to learn to cook at least 1 dish from each of my ethnicities. But to be honest, I haven't really done anything with that, and so I just decided to take it off altogether. So that was a quick recap on my 2024 goals. Now we're gonna jump into my August recap. So these are my August goals. I only had 1 main goal, and that was to be present and enjoy my birthday, and I feel like I really honed in on this goal and did that, especially during my birthday vacation week. Now, before and after, questionable because I was really stressed before we went on vacation, but for the most part, I really enjoyed my birthday vacation time off, and I feel like that aided to this goal, so I'm gonna check it off here. As for everything else, I wasn't too concerned in checking off a lot of goals this month, but I did check off a few. So as you can see, there are a couple of goals that I didn't check off, but the things that I did check off was read one new book from my TBR list, and that's my book stack. I have a little book cart here that has all of the books that I need to read, which is the top shelf of my cart. I actually need to reorganize my book cart because I bought so many books for my birthday. So I'm gonna do that sometime in September, actually in the next couple of days, because I really want to film a TBR video, which is something that I asked you guys about on my community tab. But anyway, yes, I did read one new book for my TBR list. I actually read 4 books from my TBR list, and we'll go over them in my books and media tracker section, but I did check that off this month. I did also set up my August and budget trackers, and I wouldn't say like dedicate 15 minutes per week to update my budget tracker, but I did update my budget tracker throughout the month. Those are all the goals that I checked off in August. Just my main goal: read one new book for my TBR list, set up August budget trackers, and dedicate 15 minutes to update my budget tracker. Hopefully I can check off a little more goals next month, if not all my goals next month. Okay, so now let's jump into my books and media tracker update. I'm also filming an August reading vlog, so I'll go more into depth about all of the books that I read there, and I'll try to keep this one light. I've read 4 books this month. The first one was Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the second book in the Powerless series. Powerless is kind of like is it a forbidden love? I don't know, but it's a fantasy. It has so much tension between the 2 main characters. And it's, I don't know, some people say it's high stakes. I didn't feel like it was too high stakes. Like, it was suspenseful in the action, but like, could there be more? Yes, to me, there could have been more. This also was a young adult fantasy, so it didn't have too much like spicy scenes in it, especially between the 2 characters that are supposedly in love with each other. I can't say too much there. But anyway, I ended up rating Reckless 4 stars. Now, I did hear something in a lot of booktubers and book talkers reviews of Reckless. A lot of them said you either love Powerless and hate Reckless, or you love Reckless and you hate Powerless. I wouldn't say I necessarily hate Powerless, because if you go back and watch my July reading vlog, I loved the beginning of Powerless and the ending too. I just didn't really care for the middle of it. But as far as Reckless goes, Reckless was more of a romantasy novel. And because you guys know that I love reading romance so much, that was more my game and more on track for me, and so I loved Reckless more. It was also a lot shorter than Powerless, so maybe that's also why I liked it, but I can't remember what I rated Powerless. I'll put it on screen here, but yeah, I did like Reckless more than Powerless, and I'm really looking forward to reading the 3rd book. I think it comes out next year, or maybe 2026, but I'm really hoping it's 2025 because I can't wait 2 years for a book to come out. And the final book is the last book in the series, obviously, because it's the final book. Duh, Jessica. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading the last book in this series. The next book that I read was actually a buddy read with my friend, and we read Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Caraval is Stephanie Garber's first series, I believe, before Once Upon a Broken Heart. And I know you guys have heard me talk about Once Upon a Broken Heart so many times. I actually read it out of order on purpose, kind of, but also not on purpose. So I did the buddy read with my friend, and I ended up rating it 4.5 stars, which I'm very proud of myself because Caraval is a very imaginative book. Like, it takes a lot of imagination power to read this book, and for someone like me who really thrives on reading like realistic scenes, I was so proud of myself for using my imagination in Caraval the way that I did, and it really made me appreciate fantasy so much more. I believe Caraval is also a young adult fantasy, so there wasn't too many like spicy romantic scenes, but I didn't really care for it because I was literally sucked into this world and I loved it so much. That was Caraval for me. After reading Caraval, I wanted to do something else, read something else, because I read 2 fantasy books in a row. So I read Twisted Games by Anna Huang, and I rated that book 4 stars. So if you guys remember my July reading vlog, I read Twisted Love by Anna Huang, and that's the first book in the Twisted series. Twisted Games is the second book in the series. And Twisted Love surprised me because I thought it was like this Grumpy Sunshine book, that it was going to be really sweet and romantic, and it was the exact opposite of that. It was very suspenseful, thrilling, high stakes. Like, I categorize it as a light, dark mafia romance, like a lighter version of a dark mafia romance. And so going into Twisted Games, I was like, you know, much more prepared for that kind of theme to continue, and it was totally different. I would say Twisted Games was more of a, like, again, Grumpy Sunshine, a little bit more romantic type of book. It was very large. I think there was like 500 something pages. Could it have been cut down a little? Yes, but it was still pretty good for me. I would say this book is like a forbidden love / Princess and the Bodyguard romance, which I really enjoyed. The Princess and Bodyguard, you know, type of theme. Romance? I don't know. I was really into it. I really enjoyed the characters in this book. I loved learning about, you know, royal life. It did kind of feel very like Meghan Markle to me, but I don't know, maybe Anna Huang was inspired by Meghan Markle's and Prince Harry's story there. So I really enjoyed Twisted Games. I mean, I have nothing else to say about it. Hopefully when I wrap up my August reading vlog, I can say much more, but yeah, I really liked Twisted Games. And then the final book that I read in August was Legendary by Stephanie Garber. This is the second book in the Caraval series. I ripped through this book while I was on vacation. I was so excited to read it. The friend who I did the buddy read of Caraval with was so kind to gift me the book for my birthday, and I brought it with me on vacation, and I was just so into it. Unfortunately, it kind of fell a little flat for me, and I ended up rating it 3.75 stars. The plot had a lot of plot twists, but not in like a good way. It felt like the main character, Tella, had to make this impossible decision that honestly could have been made a long time ago. But, you know, obviously they had to build a story around it, and we didn't find out what that choice was until the very, 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 very last pages of the book. So that was a little annoying to me. As far as like which book do I like better, Caraval or Legendary, I definitely like Caraval better. I felt like the imagination there was thriving, and Legendary just kind of wasn't doing it for me. And maybe that was because I knew the characters a little bit more, which usually I find is helpful when you're reading a series. But for some reason, I didn't really care for knowing more of the characters. Yeah, I don't know. I do have Finale, which is the final book in the Caraval series, and I am looking forward to reading it. My friend has already finished it. She is the world's fastest reader, I swear. And when I asked her about it this morning, she didn't give me any spoilers, but the look on her face was like she really, really, really liked it. So I am excited to read it, although I don't think I'm gonna get to it anytime soon, maybe like mid-September. So I'm kind of holding out for that at this point. And then for the last book, which is The Idea of You, I talked about this at the top of the video. It's not listed here because this particular page is filtered to only show books that I finished between August 1st and August 31st. So once I mark that I finished The Idea of You, which hopefully is tonight or tomorrow, because I thought I was going to finish this a couple of days ago, but I haven't yet, it'll show up on this page. But anyway, The Idea of You is taking me a really long time to read, so hopefully I can mark it off soon. While I have you here on my Books and Media tracker, I do want to show you my new Books and Media hub. So I worked on this all throughout my vacation because I just wanted like a cuter space. I don't know why I said that in quotation, but I wanted a cuter space to showcase like my books and media tracking. So this is what I came up with. I love it so much. I think I may add to it over time, but this is like a good first start for me. So let me take you through my Books and Media Hub real quick. At the top left here, we have reading and watching. So right now I am watching Sailor Moon Crystal. I think this is like the 4th time that I've watched this show, but it is my feel-good go-to anime that I like to watch when I don't know what to watch. So that's what I'm working on right now. And then, like I mentioned, I'm finishing up reading The Idea of You. To the right, I have the Idea of You official playlist. This is just like a little embedded Spotify playlist that I have here. You do actually have to click off into another window to listen to the entire song, but for the most part, this is just like an easy way to get to Spotify. And so I put the Idea of You official playlist here because that's what I'm reading right now. I do like a lot of the songs on this playlist actually, and it makes me really excited to it makes me really excited to watch the Idea of You movie on Prime Video. Right below that first section, I have a couple of smaller sections here. So let's start on the left section. At the top, I have books read so far this year, and then I have a little like checkbox to kind of help me track, you know, how many books I've read so far this year. Or actually, sorry, that is so wrong. I have a little like checklist here of like my 2024 reading goals. So I know in my 2024 goals, I put that my next goal is to read 25 more books, but I just like the idea of like checking it off in smaller increments. I think that'll make me very happy. And then right below that, I just have a list of completed books. In the middle, I just have one of my favorite quotes from one of my book boyfriends, Rhett Eaton, from Flawless by Elsie Silver. And it says, "You were out there this whole time, and now I know you exist, and I can never go back. Wouldn't want to if I could." That's one of my favorite quotes from him. And then I just have a cute like pink book themed photo here. I found this on Pinterest. I don't know who the original owner is, so if you guys know, I would love to give them credit in this video. And then in the right section, I have a couple of buttons to quick actions. Right below my quick actions section, I have my rating system, and this is just shows like how I like to rate my books or how I rate things. And then below that section is my favorite section, and it's my physical TBR list. I actually need to update it, but it has everything that is on my book cart that needs to be read. And I like it because it's just a digital version of what's on my book cart. And I like seeing it this way. It makes me so happy, you guys. And then to the right here, I just have like a little fun chart that says genres read to date, and this is pulling from my Books and Media tracker. Obviously this makes sense for me. I read mostly romance, fantasy, and now young adult, which I don't know why it's pulling like that. I might need to edit that. Anyway, that is my genres read to date. I think it's so fun to look at all of the genres, all of the 3 genres that I read in this form. This is a fairly new feature to Notion, I think, like the ability to do charts. And you can only do one chart. You need to pay like the premium subscription to do multiple charts. So just something to know if you're interested in using charts on Notion. And then below my genres read to date section, I have a little wish list. This list was actually way longer in August, but because I treated myself to so many books for my birthday, I shortened it a lot. Like I swear there were at least 50 books on this list, and now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. So yeah, I bought a lot of books last month. I am planning on filming a separate like birthday book haul, but that'll come later, so be on the lookout for that. We finally made it to the end of this video, and now we're going to review my September goals. So let's quickly go through this. At the top here, I have my career section, and next month I would like to film and upload a September TBR short form video. So I posted to my community tab on YouTube asking if you guys want to see TBR videos. I've never done one before, but I love watching them on YouTube. I'm just not sure if I want to do a full long form video of it. So I'm gonna try it as a short form video first and see how it does there. I kind of like the idea of doing a short form TBR video and then following it up with a reading vlog on a long form format. So that's kind of where I'm going with this, but again, we will just have to test it and see what you guys like, and we'll go from there. The second goal in my career bucket is to film and upload one fall themed video. I am not quite sure what that kind of video will be, or if I'm even going to attempt to do it, because honestly it is so freaking hot right now. Like, as much as I am in the fall mood, like I want to put my pumpkins out, I want to like drink hot stuff, it is just no, it is way too hot. So I'm not sure if I'm even going to do that, but I do want to give myself the opportunity to try, so I'm going to leave it up in my career bucket here. And then an additional goal that I put for myself, which is a nice to do but not a priority, is to update my YouTube branding for fall. I love watching creators that update their branding with the seasons. I think it's so cute. This is a nice to do but not a priority for me. I think the more priority one for me is Christmas. So we will definitely be seeing a change in branding there. But if I can get to my YouTube branding for fall, I would love to do that. So those are my career goals. Now let's jump into financial goals. I have the same typical things: set up September budget tracker, track budget, and next month I am doing a no book buying challenge again. So you guys know I did a no book buying challenge back in July because I bought so many books in May and June, and then I allowed myself to go crazy with book buying in August for my birthday. And then now I'm gonna go back on my no book buying challenge because I have so many books that I need to read, and I honestly should not be buying more books. Really want to do a no book buying challenge because I want to encourage myself to read the books that I have, and that's kind of why I want to do a TBR video. While usually I'm a mood reader, having some books that are, you know, TBR picked, I think will help me get through my book cart faster. So that is what we plan on doing financially next month. For health and fitness, I have get back on track with my workout split and get back on track with meal planning. Like I mentioned at the top of this video, I didn't do well in both of those things in August, so I'm really looking forward to making these things a priority in September. For personal goals, I have quite a few. Get back on track with morning and nighttime routines for my mental health. This is a permanent goal on my list every single month. Because my mental health is really important to me, and I literally do everything around my mental health and how I'm feeling and making sure that that's taken care of above everything else. So that is something that I need to get back on track with because I can feel myself, you know, kind of not falling apart, but just falling apart. I also need to desperately descale my Nespresso machine. So usually I don't put things like this on my list, but I figured if I am filming it and putting it here on Notion, that I will most likely get to it because I need to update you guys next month. So I put that here for me to do. I also really want to restock on my matcha. I need to restock my matcha. It's been something that I've wanted to do for many months now, but it is so expensive, especially the type of matcha that I personally like to buy. I love Matcha Fool. It is a small shop in New York, and they get a lot of their matcha grown in Japan, and so I love their blend. I also love Iporo tea. I think I'm saying that correctly. I also love their matcha blends too, but they are also very expensive. So the blend that I get is called the Kiwami blend. That one tastes a little bit more creamier. It has kind of like a honey cream taste to it, and so I like it so much more. It just tastes so yummy, especially by itself. Like I can, yeah. Anyway, I need to restock matcha. That is the end goal, restock my matcha. After that, I have read at least 3 books from my physical TBR. When I do my September TBR short form video, those are the 3 books that I'm gonna pick. So I'll be able to check that off if I read all 3 of them. And then after that, I have read 1 fall themed book. I only have 1 fall themed book, and I say it like that because it's the book that looks the most fall to me, and it's You Again by Kate Goldbeck. yeah, hopefully I can get to that in September, but if not, we have a whole entire fall season to get to it. So I'm not really concerned about getting to it in September, but it is on my September goals list. I also would like to declutter and reorganize my Notion pages. I also want to declutter my phone photos and videos. And then last but not least, I put a goal here to update my Animal Crossing New Horizons island. You guys, I have gone off the deep end. I haven't played Animal Crossing in 2 or 3 months maybe, and I finally turned it on for the first time to do long play. I did jump on a couple of times to like check in with my friends, and they're like all shocked that I haven't been on in quite some time. But yeah, this is the first time. This week was the first time that I did actual long play on my Animal Crossing island, and that's because I have discovered Boys Crossing on YouTube. I will link to them here. I love watching their long play videos. I just turn it on in the background and just watch her do her thing, like update her island. She has a very cool forest core, like overgrown forest core island right now, and it is so beautiful. It has truly inspired me on like my creativity, at least for Animal Crossing, and I love it so much. Those are my goals for September. It is a lot and it feels very daunting to me, and I don't know why I decided to do that to myself this month, especially as a like getting back on track month. Like, I don't know what I'm thinking, but hopefully I'll be able to do a lot of the things that I want to do. So that is that for all of my updates for August and September. So that was my August recap and my September goals. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I feel like it gets longer and longer every time, but I just really enjoy filming this video. It was a pain for me earlier this year because I wasn't quite sure how I wanted this video to look, but I feel like I've gotten into a nice groove with filming this video, and so now it's something that I really look forward to, and I enjoy sharing it with you folks and connecting with you folks on your goals. And also, I like that you guys find inspiration in these videos, so it makes me really happy that I get to inspire you in that way. If you enjoyed this Plan With Me video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Please join us in our little friend community here. We would love to have you. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye!